All right, let's talk about Ulysses. You know the one. It's this legendary book that people either called the greatest novel ever written or the one they've literally thrown across the room. We're talking about James Joyce's massive and, let's be honest, massively intimidating masterpiece.
And this really gets to the heart of it, doesn't it? On one side, you have people calling it the greatest novel ever written. On the other, the hardest novel to finish. It's this total paradox. I mean, how can a book be both an absolute work of genius and famously unfinishable? Well, that's exactly what we're going to get into today.
So let's frame it this way. Think of this little explainer as your expedition guide. We're not just reading a book here. Oh no, we are preparing to climb a literary Mount Everest. It is a serious challenge for sure, but I promise you, the view from the top, it's supposed to be absolutely spectacular. I love this quote because it hits the nail on the head, right? Why are y'all talking about it like it's climbing Mount Everest? If you've ever been that person, you've picked up Ulysses, you've stared at page 1 and just felt completely and utterly lost, you are so not alone. This right here, this feeling, this is our starting point for the climb.
Okay, so let's get into the weeds. What actually makes this book so hard? Why does it have this reputation? It's not just the length, it's not just a big book. The real challenge is that Joyce was doing something totally radical. He was messing with the very idea of what a novel could be. So let's break down what that really means.
Really, it all comes down to 3 big things. First up, the shifting styles. The style changes wildly from chapter to chapter. There's this one insane chapter, Oxen of the Sun, where he mimics the entire history of English writing, from Old English all the way to 1920s slang. It's wild. Second, the allusions are dense. It's just packed with references to Homer's Odyssey, Shakespeare, super specific Irish history, Catholic stuff, you name it. And third, you've got the famous stream of consciousness. Joyce basically just drops you right inside his characters' heads, and their thoughts just spill out, all messy and unstructured. It can be really disorienting.
And look, it's not just us mortals who find it tough. Even the literary heavyweights struggled with it. This is Virginia Woolf we're talking about. She said she was amused, stimulated, charmed by the first few chapters. And then, puzzled, bored, irritated, and disillusioned. It's such a perfect description of the roller coaster ride that is reading this book. It just goes to show you, finding Ulysses difficult isn't a new thing. It's practically a tradition. And for a more modern and kind of hilarious take, check this out. An English teacher on Reddit saying their whole department jokes about how much they all hate this book. It's so perfect. It just reminds you that it is 100% okay to get frustrated. This book is meant to be a challenge. Even the pros, the people who teach this stuff for a living, find it completely exasperating sometimes. Okay, so we've stared up at the mountain, we've mapped out all the cliffs and the tricky spots. Now for the fun part. It's time to gear up for the climb. We're shifting gears now because I'm telling you, with the right toolkit and the right attitude, this supposedly unreadable book, it becomes a totally doable and seriously rewarding adventure.
So this is basically the collected wisdom from everyone who's actually made it to the summit. Here's what they say. Tip number 1, read Joyce's other book, A Portrait of the Artist as a Young Man, first. It's like a prequel. It introduces you to one of the main characters, Stephen Dedalus. Tip 2, do not, I repeat, do not go it alone. Get an annotated guide. Gifford's is the classic one. It'll be your best friend explaining all those crazy references. Third, try the audiobook. The big dramatized one from RT is amazing. Something about hearing it in an Irish accent just makes the whole thing click. And finally, and this might be the most crucial tip of all, don't sweat the small stuff. Just let go of trying to understand every single thing on your first go-around. Honestly, if you remember one thing, let it be this. This piece of advice right here is the absolute key. Your goal for the first read is not comprehension, it's completion. Say it with me, completion, not comprehension. You're not trying to become a Joyce expert overnight. You're just trying to get from page 1 to the end. Just experience it, the story, the people, the sound of the words, without getting bogged down trying to decode every little thing. That's it, exactly. It's like, don't treat it like a math problem you have to solve. Treat it like music. Just let the words, the rhythm, the sounds, just kind of wash over you. Because the real magic of this book, it's not just in the clever structure. It's in the way it finds something epic, something beautiful, in just a totally normal, everyday kind of life. It captures the feeling of being alive on a random Thursday in a way nothing else ever has. So, okay, you've got your tools, you've got the right mindset, you've put in the work, and you've made it to the top. Now what? What's the big payoff? Why have people been obsessing over this book for a century? Let's talk about that view from the summit.
You want to know the big secret about Ulysses? The thing that all the academics don't always tell you? Beneath all the brainy experiments and the footnotes, it's a really, really human book. And it's hilarious. It's bawdy, it's full of dirty jokes and goofy puns. At the end of the day, it's about a couple of guys walking around Dublin, thinking about lunch and love and all the ways they've messed up. It's basically a comedy about what it means to be a person.
And that's the whole point. This entire massive, sprawling book, it all happens in just one day, June 16, 1904. That was Joyce's genius. He took one ordinary day in the lives of a few ordinary people and showed how it contains everything. All the big, epic stuff, the drama, the comedy, the tragedy, the heroism, it's all right there, packed into 24 hours.
So, that brings us to the big one, doesn't it? The final question. After all this talk, should you actually read it? Should you pack up your gear and give Mount Joyce a shot?
And you know what? I think this quote right here is probably the best answer you're going to get. Books find us at the right time in our lives. There's no test at the end. Nobody's going to give you a medal for finishing it. Maybe right now isn't your time for Ulysses, and that's totally fine. But maybe it is. It's a personal journey, and that book will still be on the shelf waiting for you whenever you're ready.
And if you do decide that now is the time, if you decide to say yes to the adventure, you'll get to what is, without a doubt, one of the most famous, most powerful, most life-affirming endings in the history of literature. A final, triumphant shout of a word, an embrace of everything life throws at you, the mess, the complications, the absolute glory of it all.